Hello and welcome to Sports This Morning. I'm Cecilia Omogbe.
And I am Tayo Salam. Many thanks for joining us again.
On the program this morning, Super Eagles of Nigeria sealed a spot in the playoffs for Africa qualifiers. I was talking about the FIFA World Cup in Qatar 2022. They need 2 more games to be able to seal a spot in the tournament.
Also, Super Eagles of Nigeria, congratulations are for now for advancing into the final round of qualifiers for the Qatar 2022 World Cup, despite being held to a 1-0 draw against Cote d'Ivoire. A point was all they needed, a point is all they got. Also, on the program still this time around in basketball, where Rivers Hoopers are the champions of the Final 8 conducted in Abuja by the Federal Ministry of Youth and Sports Development.
Worthy champions, you would say, because they did not lose a game all through the Final 8. Also on the program, Steph Curry is showing that he's the best right now in the NBA because he adores KD. He scored 37 points on the night, and KD managed how many points?
Just 19 points, season low for Kevin Durant. On the day, there was only one man getting MVP chance. Right there in Brooklyn, wasn't KD, it was Steph Curry.
All right. Sending a statement to everyone and say, look, we are crushing the Nets who are championships, who are chasing championship. Then maybe we can say that the Golden State Warriors are really, really ready this season. Right, okay.
I know it's still early doors, but from what we've seen so far, the Warriors are back.
Yeah, they're back.
And there's still Klay Thompson to come back around December, January.
Wiseman also.
There you go.
All right.
Scary times.
Not a full squad yet, but they are really scary. We leave tennis courts, basketball courts, right?
Yes, Cecilia.
Straight up. Saturday, how many games we played? Just
3 games.
7 Sixers. When will they win? It seems they don't know how to win again.
Well,
6 straight losses.
They're struggling now. They've lost 5 in a row. So Anyways, we'll come to the 76ers later. Let's just give you the results of all of the games that were played. Starting the Warriors going to Brooklyn to absolutely annihilate the Nets 117-99. That's our feature matchup, so we'll come back to it shortly. The 76ers, like Cecilia said, are on a losing streak, 5 in a row. The slide continues. Yeah, they were in action against the Utah Jazz, and they were comprehensively beaten 120-85. Bojan Bogdanovic scoring a season-high 27 points, including 5 3-pointers in that game to power Utah to that victory. And for the 76ers, like I said, the slide continues. It's the first time since December 2017 that they're losing 5 straight games. In a row.
Okay, let's tell you the reason why they're losing like this. Because the MVP runner-up, Joel Embiid, is not there.
Is that why?
Fellow All-Star Ben Simmons also is not there. Okay. And so maybe that's the reason they're losing like this.
Yeah, perhaps why. That's why. Come on, Cecilia. Anyway, we know it's a tough situation to be in. I agree. But
just sliding and sliding
they're
and
going to have to snap out.
digging down.
They're going to have to snap out of this slumber ASAP, because we've seen so far this season the East is so competitive. Unlike the years we've seen previously, this East season is so competitive because we didn't expect the likes of the Chicago Wolves and Washington Wizards, and we thought perhaps the New York Knicks were going to fall away after that impressive last season. Now they're still there as well.
They're still struggling.
So the Bucks and the 76ers, it's no gimme for them that they're going to make the playoffs.
Also.
The Celtics as well too.
So watch your back.
We're in for a very competitive season in the Eastern Conference for the first time.
I think I'm loving
in a very long time. I think we're all loving that, man.
I'm loving that.
Anyways.
Okay, let's go to the West. Okay, not really the West. We have the West and the East together. Warriors and the Nets.
Yes, so fantastic game. I just want to say that the Clippers also were victorious on the day as well against the San Antonio Spurs. It was Paul George scoring 34 points and making 12 of 13 free throws to help LA rebound from their last loss. This time around it was against the Spurs, 106-92. Let's focus on the Warriors and the Nets now. Cecilia was eager to talk about that game. There was a battle between the 2 top scorers in the league right now, Kevin Durant for the Nets and Steph Curry for the Golden State Warriors. And at the end of 4 quarters, there was only one winner, really. It was Steph Curry finishing with 37 points in that game, while Kevin Durant endured the worst shooting night of the season with just 19 in a 117-99 loss right there at the Barclays Center. Cecilia, Kevin Durant shot 0 for 8 in a decisive 3rd quarter and finished 6 for 19. After sitting out the 4th quarter, there was no need really to play.
There was no need at all. That was KD we were talking about. But what happened to James Harden? He led the Nets with 24 points.
Yeah.
Now, how poor can you be when your other all-star
24 points is not a bad night.
We are talking about James Harden here, tired, that can give us 40 points on the night. James Harden, that's the guy we're talking about right now.
But we haven't seen that James Harden for the Brooklyn Nets this season.
Yes, last season, yes, trying to find his feet.
Exactly.
Yeah, we get that. With Kyrie Irving not playing, maybe he may not even play this season. So it simply means James Harden needs to step up and actually help out KD, because KD has been carrying the team so far this season. So if he's not having a good night, you expect James Harden to actually step up. So if James Harden is not stepping up when KD is not having a good night, then there's a problem with the Nets.
The other players got to step up as well. So they've got Blake Griffin, they've got LaMarcus Aldridge, they've got great shooters all around the park. The other players just have to step up. But on this night, it belongs to the Golden State Warriors, largely thanks to the performance of MVP candidates, front-runner Steph Curry, who made 9 3-pointers and was 12 for 19 overall in this game, leading to fans to chant the MVP for Steph Curry right there on enemy territory. Anyways, let's get post-game reaction now coming from Steph Curry, as well as the defensive specialist, Draymond Green.
I thought I was pretty decent. Just try to get some good tests. You know, Kevin doesn't. It's every shot he takes is open. He just rides up over everybody and you see over the top. So I just try to make him take tough shots. And, you know, I was able to come up with a few stops there in the third quarter. But, you know, I wanted that challenge. And, you know, number one, that's my brother. So it's always fun. But you always want the challenge of playing against the best, trying to guard the best. More often than not, you lose the battle, but that's just a part of the game. But I thought I did a pretty decent job, but it just wasn't me. I had help everywhere. When I wasn't on them, I was trying to help everywhere. So when you're guarding a guy like K, it's never an individual performance. You need all the help you can get, and guys building in at the elbows and at the boxes and trying not to give up easy looks.
Played great defense, made him take tough shots. I don't know how many turnovers we had in the third 21, but it felt like we got good possessions. You know, we obviously can nitpick and say we fouled too much, and we did, and 21 turnovers is too much, but the constant pressure we put on the defensive end, it wears on teams over the course of 48. And, you know, obviously it showed tonight. They got two great, you know, players that can score on anybody, but you just have to try to make it difficult. And, you know, eventually, hopefully you can grab momentum and win a game like that on the road and bounce back from, you know, a tough start to the road trip.
Babyface assassin right there, Steph Curry.
Looking at the numbers, you're trying to check the face. It doesn't even, there's no correlation between the face and the performance on court at all.
What a player, what a player. MVP front runner, still early doors, but if Steph Curry doesn't get injured, you have to say he is well placed to win the MVP title again for the regular season. Let's go over and spread thoughts for the Brooklyn Nets now, and Kevin Durant and James Harden having their say about why they lost the game to the Golden State Warriors.
In the end of half, but I mean, contested threes. For the third quarter, it got away from us. You know, they ran their sets. They got layups early, which got them going, and slips to the rim. And, so they ran their sets pretty hard. And defensively, they did a good job of packing the paint and switching up the defenses throughout each possession. They might go box and one or triangle and two, or, you know, then they might switch everything. So they do a good job of, you know, I'm sure they practice all that stuff and then applying it to the game. So that's a team that you look at and you take a lot from that as a team and understand that's the level you want to get to.
Third quarter. As you can see the numbers, 35-18. We know they're, you know, a pretty solid team, especially in that third quarter. You know, we just, for whatever reason, we just didn't have the pop. It's always, you know, not to make excuses. They're a very good team. They've been playing extremely well. But it's always difficult after, you know, a very, very long road trip to come back and, you know, have that extra energy, that extra pop that is necessary and needed. And tonight we just didn't have that for the entire game. We looked pretty good through spurts, but overall, just 4 quarters, we just didn't have it.
Just didn't have it, and that's why they lost. Anyways, let's take a look at our standout performers, the players that stood out for their teams in the games that were played this morning in the NBA. I'm going to start with Paul George of the LA Clippers and the continued absence of Kawhi Leonard. He continues to carry the LA Clippers on his back. 34 points, 9 rebounds, and 4 assists for the Clippers in their victory. And last but not the least is the man himself, Steph Curry, 37 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists as the Golden State Warriors overpowered and manhandled the Brooklyn Nets.
In less than 30 minutes.
Yeah, what a player.
Add that.
Yeah, must be said. Let's go over now. We're still talking basketball.
Yeah, we're still with basketball, but this time around we're coming to Nigeria, precisely Abuja. What happened in the Federal Ministry of Youth, Social Development, yes, Final 8. It's a whole lot, right? It's a mouthful because we're used to MBBF Final 8, but we don't have that now. We have FYMSD Final 8. That's all we have, FYMSD. Okay, where Rivers Hoopers are the champions. They were able to beat Gombe Bulls, and they won 74-57. It was no contest at all. And the third place match went to Canopilas, who beat Nigeria Customs 82-64. That was the result in the third place again. So for Rivers Hoopers, I mean, Tayo, we from the very beginning when they started, it shows that, yes, they will just be the team to beat, and no wonder they just went on to win it without losing any game at all. And if you take a look at, I mean, the way they performed against Gombe Bulls just shows how good they were, because they trailed by 6 points when it was starting, just 5 minutes into the first quarter, but somehow bounced back, scoring 36 points, and the Bulls managed just 31. And then later, they went wide in that second half, you know, scoring as much as 38 points. And of course, Bulls just managed 26. And before you know it, these guys just went on and then got that remarkable victory.
Yes, the Hoopers they're a couple of levels above every other team. In the basketball when it comes to basketball in Nigeria. So it's not really a surprise that they keep winning this particular competition. And so congratulations to them. It remains to be seen if this is enough to get them to represent Nigeria for a second straight time in the Basketball Africa League being organized by FIBA and the NBA. But fingers crossed that that's another matter entirely to be discussed on another show. But as it is right now, Rivers Hoopers are the champions of the FMYSD Final 8. Congratulations.
Okay, let's take a look at the award winners. You know, after Final 8, like they usually have award winners. Okay, but we'll have to go on a break after that. Do we have time to run through them? Yeah, they have the MVP, Victor Anthony Koko, Rivers Hoopers, Tournament MVP, John Anaye, Rivers Hoopers, highest scorer, Owen Oriaki, also Rivers Hoopers. Then this is where you start having the highest rebounder, Ben Atiye from Customs, and 3-pointer shooter, Abdul Wahab Yakubu from Gombe Bulls. Of course, a fair play award had to go to Quarrel Falcons. That's overall. And of course, the top 5 there, you have also Rivers Hoopers dominating 3 of the players and 2 from Customs, and also another one from Gombe Bulls. After this break, we'll be talking about the Super Eagles of Nigeria and how they managed to get into the playoff spots after a draw against Cape Verde in Lagos.
You're welcome back to Channel Sport this morning. You can be a part of the show. Of course, our main topic has to be the Super Eagles of Nigeria. What do you make of the manner in which they qualify for the final round of qualification for the Qatar 2022 World Cup? You can send your mail this morning at channelstv.com. We will try to take them before the show is over. Are you confident going into the final round of qualifiers where they're going to get to meet the likes of Algeria, Tunisia, Cameroon, Ghana, and all the big countries in Africa? Are you confident based on what you've seen so far? Let us know by sending your mail to sportthismorning@channelstv.com, and we will take them before the show is over. Cecilia, we've got a guest who's making a comeback after a long time because he's not really in Lagos again, but whenever he's around, he tries as much as possible to pop in. And so, Tobilubi, it's great to have you on the show again.
I'm glad to
Welcome
be here.
back.
You guys are looking so good.
Yeah, thank you. And you too. You're looking great.
Well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
A day after Super Eagles of Nigeria almost gave us a heart attack. I mean, those who were at the stadium yesterday, kudos to you guys. I don't know how you guys managed to watch. You were right there, right?
There as well,
I mean, it was crazy. It was a crazy day. But I love what the fans did. You know, despite the fact that yes, the game was a bit enjoyable. I mean, we enjoyed the game a little bit.
You do?
Yeah, a little bit because I could, yeah, it was intense, and I could see highlights I didn't see against Liberia. I mean, sometimes you're sitting on the edge of your seat, especially when Igalo missed those chances. We created chances, yes. We could have been 3-1 up at first half.
Yes,
we could have been, but then it didn't happen. But I think I enjoyed the game a bit, but it was towards the final moment, 10 minutes into it, I was like, okay.
It was a good game to watch. I think it was our first experience actually watching the Super Eagles live. It was thoroughly enjoyable. However, given the expense of the game, how important it was for both teams, it was so intense at some point.
And it was such a great start.
Yeah, it was a great start. Less than a minute. It was an error from the Cape Verdean defense, and we took our chance, which we normally don't do. So I was glad to see that, but as usual, we slept off. I think it was just about 5 minutes after they got their equalizer from the set piece.
I thought the keeper could have done better.
It could, but it's a set piece. You know, set pieces generally sometimes, you know, everywhere is a mess. You know, you really don't know who's marking who, and he just had a free shot on goal, and he slotted it into the back of the net. But besides that, we had a couple of chances. We could see this one, I think, was the shot from Aribo. It was a great save from the keeper, and you know, we're kind of unlucky. You know, if that had gone in, we would have been much more comfortable, 2-1 up, and we need a draw to qualify, and we'll be 2-1 up. And you know, this is a fantastic effort from Osimhen. Put the ball back into Igalo, and it was a great header, but unfortunately, it just went above the goal post. But this was the Moses Simon free kick. You know, some guys I was sitting with yesterday were thinking it was a fluke. I was telling them he saw the keeper out. He knew what he was doing, and it was a great attempt to have a shot on target. Yeah, and this is another save as well. I think it was from one of our defenders. You know, it was a good game in the first half, but you know, as we couldn't get the second goal, definitely to the game. The Cape Verdeans will try, obviously, to try and see if they can snatch a late winner. And this time, it was nail-biting stuff. I was telling you, I was really nervous. Because if they had scored us, we would never have equalized, I can tell you. We would never have equalized. But I'm glad we did well in the next. It was a professional performance. We got our draw, scale through, like the coach said after during the presser, he said it was a draw that felt like a victory.
Yeah, for him. But it wasn't like that for most of us because, I mean, at a point, especially when Leo Balogun made one particular mistake.
I remember that one. Yeah.
I mean, he was actually taken out, you know, by, I think it was the number 7 or one of the players.
One of those very quick,
fast players. I mean, gave us a whole lot on that game. Yeah. So he was taken out, fine. You felt that. I mean, step up and move on. But then he went on and hacked down the player. And that was very close to TAT as well. I'm like, what are you thinking? And the referee gave him a card, a yellow for that. That was like 85th minute. I mean, you are a defender. You're a senior player, for crying out loud. You don't do that kind of stuff. But then I was happy that, you know, the free kick amounted to nothing because that was the nerve-wracking moment right there. It was
a lot of work needs to be done by the coaching crew of the Super Eagles as regards the way we defend in games. You know, we are playing with a 3-man defense. That is, in some cases, there'll be 5 players at the back to defend, and sometimes it doesn't look that way. They look so shaky. Solid. They look, you know, not comfortable. Even when they're trying to play out from the back, you could see there's no confidence. You have a lot of options to play. There's 3 defenders, there's the goalkeeper, there's the wing backs. So you have more options to play. Why don't you play through midfield and then let's build the attack? But all you see them doing is hacking the ball forward towards Osimhen, who was very hardworking by the way. I have to give it to him. He's a gem to Nigerian football. I'll keep saying he worked very hard yesterday, like he always does. He had the man of the match as well, as usual. I think we can't keep depending on this lad. He's a very good player, hardworking player, but we have so much talent in the squad, and only if we can play a little bit better with our ability, I think we don't need to start relying so heavily on Osimhen. They hack the ball forward a lot of times. He chase the ball, try to hold on to the ball, try to bring others into the game. And with the kind of talent we have, that shouldn't be our style of play. That shouldn't be. We should be able to play through the midfield and build the attack. We have fantastic midfielders in Ndidi and Aribo. They are very comfortable on the ball. We have good wing backs. We have good centre backs. They are comfortable on the ball. So why do you need to hack the ball forward every single time? I think the coaching crew needs to take a hard look at themselves and then determine a style of play that they want to play.
A style of play.
They can't keep saying they want to depend on individual brilliance every time.
No,
that goal was just.
It was a gift.
It was a gift.
Yeah.
The defensive error, and then Osimhen stole the opportunity, and that was it. The previous team against Liberia, 2 goals, 2 penalties.
2 penalties, yeah.
It can't continue this way.
Yeah, but the difference between the game against Liberia and this one was that we created chances, which we didn't do against Liberia. No. But my point is, as you mentioned, I think just maybe the style of play that Coach Gennett Rowe is having right now, the kind of players we have, it's not doesn't suit them.
It doesn't match.
Because I'm thinking Moses Simon is now playing as a left wing back, right?
Right
Wing back
I don't have
or
a
something.
problem with that.
But I feel, but that's not his natural position.
But the thing is,
Why would you use a wing back, please, when you have more midfielders and forward players?
I agree.
Because that's something.
He's trying to.
How many forward players do we have?
Yeah, but a lot of guys complain about him being too predictable, 4-3-1. Now he's trying to do something different.
It's not working because if you have 4 players more often than your defenders, because Leon Balogun, for instance, yes, I can trust him a little bit, but I can't trust Ekong. Anytime the ball is going back, I mean, you could see. I mean, Awaziem was a hard worker, yeah.
He always does the wrong things with the ball, wrong decisions.
Because they put the pressure on him. Trust Ekong wasn't even in that game yesterday. I don't know what he was really doing. It was missing. So all the pressure was actually on Awaziem. Now, if you know you have your defenders, you cannot really bank on. You're trying to now pepper it. I mean, bring wing backs to see how you can, how you can make Trust Ekong not make so many mistakes by having those wing backs. But I don't think that's the style of play we should be playing as Super Eagles of Nigeria. Yes, I'm not the coach.
Coach Cecilia. Are you serious?
Why not?
I looked at the game. It was really painful to watch.
Really,
when you're seeing your assistant captain doesn't have that confidence, and then you continue playing that style of play.
Okay, guys.
We have the final rounds you're going to play in March, and we have Nations Cup coming up in January, February. I don't even have the confidence of Super Eagles going into that and getting out of the group stage.
I can feel your pain, Cecilia. I totally understand where you're coming from. But let's get the post-match thoughts of Gennett Rowe, what he had to say after that game, and afterwards I've got another guest who's going to be sharing his own thoughts on the game with us afterwards. Let's listen now to Gennett Rowe.
No problem. It was a good match. We had a draw. It's like a victory today. Some of the people were afraid to have the same scenario like Portugal yesterday, so we wanted to avoid it, and they did very well. They defended well. Today the draw is like a victory. We are qualified for the next step in the World Cup. We can continue to dream. Yeah, of course. For the first game of Igalo, we need more harmony. We need more time to play together, to work together.
The coach there asking for more time together. After how many years in the job now? Has been in the job for over 5 years. So we'll see how much more time can Gennett Rowe get to get Nigeria playing to the level a lot of people believe the Super Eagles can play to. Inyobong Monday is also ready to join us now to give us his thoughts on that game between Nigeria and Cape Verde. Played right there in Surulere. I know that's your base. Inyobong, how did it feel like monitoring that game right there in your base, Nigeria, Cape Verde?
Good morning, guys. I quite like I'm not sure I've seen Cecilia in this mode before. I quite like the way I quite like the way she's really, shared the heart of a Nigerian fan, a Nigerian fan. And quite honestly, Tayo, it's not looking good. It's not looking good at all because I'm not quite sure this team is good enough to get to the semi-finals of the Africa Cup of Nations. I'm not quite sure we'll qualify for the World Cup. And it's an unpopular opinion. And the good thing about the qualifiers of the playoff for the World Cup is the fact that we're not going to meet either Senegal or Algeria or Morocco. And that is a bit of a win because if we're to play any of them, I think they'll beat us over 2 legs. And this team is lacking the direction. This team is lacking a plan. This team lacks that when you look at the team and when you go into a fixture, what you want is what exactly is the manager doing with this team? And I can't see that. And Gennett Rowe, it looks like he's run out of ideas. It looks like he can't know where this team is going, because I just have to look at a bunch of players who go into the pitch and there's a desire from them, there's a determination to win, but clearly not the direction. They just don't know what to do when they get in the field of play, because I'm seeing the ball. I heard your guests in the studio saying it, and I share the same sentiment. What exactly are we doing, pumping balls to Osimhen all the time? You know, I see Trusekong, and my goodness, Trusekong was absolutely shocking. And it's not like he's not been building, because I've seen him over time, and it looks like he lacks a bit of concentration, and then he just doesn't understand positional play, because every time he gets caught out of position, the goal we considered was Trusekong's fault. And I hope, as a captain of the team, he will be responsible enough to say, I let the team down there, because that man went on his back and scored. Yeah. And on the whole, Tayo, this team is not inspiring any sort of confidence, and I've got to be honest.
Yeah, I think a lot of Nigerians actually agree with you based on what we've seen so far from the Super Eagles of Nigeria. 4 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss, just enough to qualify for the final round. We'll come back to you, Ini, as well as Toby, but that's going to be after we listen to the man of the match, Victor Osimhen. Where would Nigeria be without this guy? As well as Chidozie Awazim as well, too, playing in that new position. Let's get their thoughts on the game.
I think it's good, you know. The first leg wasn't easy. And of course, we know how to play, and we know that they have quality players in their team. And it's important to be at the top of our game to get this kind of result to qualify to the final round. And I'm really happy about this.
I feel happy. I feel impressed. Thank God we qualified, which is the most important. And yeah, I need to give up my best for Nigeria, because this is my country, and I need to fight for everyone. I think we just need to improve defensively, offensively. We need to improve in our game, and I know that in the next round we're gonna do better.
Chidozie Awazim as well too, and Victor Osimhen. They are just relieved to have made it into the next round of qualifiers for the World Cup in Qatar. That's the feeling I get. It's more of a feeling of relief rather than anything too special. Let's see the teams that have qualified now as the top teams in Africa. These teams will be going into the final round of qualification in March, where a draw will be made, and wherever you get, you play over 2 legs, and the winners proceed into the World Cup in Qatar. Of course, Nigeria is qualified as well. Then there's Cameroon qualifying at the expense of Cote d'Ivoire. Wow. Yeah. It was always going to be like this when we saw the groups and everything. Some big teams were going to miss out.
Yeah. But to be fair, I felt Cote d'Ivoire, with the amount of talent they've got now,
loads.
They would, you know, stick their neck out and just get one over Cameroon, who, even despite winning the Nations Cup a few years ago, have not been too good for me. They've not had that much amount of talent even playing in Europe. So I just felt Cote d'Ivoire might just do it. But
it was Cameroon playing at home, so they needed just a victory. And
they needed a victory,
win. So those are the teams that have qualified in Africa: Nigeria, Cameroon, Ghana, DR Congo, Egypt, Mali, Morocco, Senegal, Algeria, and Tunisia. I don't know. I mean, who would you like to get in this?
Mali.
I'm sorry about that. Another eagle. Another eagle.
No, I mean, one is Eagle, super. The other one is Super Eagles. So the two.
Super?
We're actually super. So Super Eagles can face Mali. But Cameroon, I don't have any confidence. Against Ghana, I don't have any. Maybe DR Congo, yes, we can pull our weight. Egypt, no go area. No Morocco, let's not go there. Senegal, no way. Algeria, no way. Tunisia, yes, we can. Maybe
Tunisia.
I think
really?
Tunisia, yes.
Tunisia
I think
second
really
in Africa.
Oh.
Forget it. We can take them out.
Don't get it twisted.
Against Tunisia, Mali, DR Congo.
They might not have the best players in Europe as a team.
Solid. Cohesion. Maybe we can take some messages. Yeah, just take 3 before we move on and go to Iniobong. Wunsu Emmanuel says, I know that football is no longer a push, but Super Eagles drawing against Cape Verde is not an outcome I'm proud of. We're yet to see a pattern of play. Bringing back Igalo when talents are scattered all over the place is somehow an insult to our nation. That's coming from Wunsu Emmanuel from Abia State. He says, I pray we qualify.
I pray.
SD Nagudu says, good morning, Terence. Honestly speaking, I'm not impressed with the way Super Eagles is playing. I don't even understand what formation we are playing. Cape Verde were more composed than Super Eagles.
Indeed.
We were very lucky yesterday. If not, we will be hearing another story today. So many mistakes from the defense. Eagles need to wake up in their subsequent matches. The coach should think and change his tactics. That's coming from Nagudu. Now, Moses Abalaka says, I doubt if they can qualify. Who will the playoffs be? I mean, who will the playoffs be with? When the draw is out, you will let you guys know. And when it's going to be in March. It's mere luck. It's mere luck that will help us. Okay, it's banking on luck. Okay, so we'll go to something about from...
It's just this issue of Ganacho. He's had so much time, 5 years
5 years now.
And, wow, I can't see anything he's trying to do. That's my issue. I was one of his greatest supporters. But now, after 5 years, this amount of talent, before you know it, these guys will be getting into their 30s, and then we'll say we had such a golden generation and we still couldn't achieve nothing. Yeah. I remember Stephen Kesh's team with the likes of Babatunde, like Sunday Mba. They were not close to the talent we have now. Yeah. And they did stuff, won the Nations Cup, played the Confederations Cup. They gave us hope. But these guys are so talented, playing in good clubs. But we can't see anything they're trying to do. It's worrying. I'm really worried.
It's worrying times, indeed. Ini, before we let you go, first of all, we saw the second debut of Odion Ighalo. I don't know what you make of that, so let us know. And secondly, you already said you're not confident that the team has what it takes to qualify for the World Cup. The way it's presently structured, what do you think can be done to salvage the situation before March comes around?
Odion Ighalo, I thought Odion Ighalo did okay, gave his best, and is someone that every time he plays for the national team, he always gives his best, and he gave everything on the day. But I'm always of the opinion that you can't give what you don't have.
That's it. That's it.
You can't same player it was 2 years ago. It's not the same player it was 2 years ago, and I was a big critic of Odion Ighalo when he used to play for the national team because I felt he was not giving us legs in front of in the final third. He didn't have the legs to really sprint in behind defenders. That's something Ighalo gives us. Sad thing is that we're not playing to the strength of Odion Ighalo of Victor Osimhen. But I thought Odion Ighalo did okay. He did okay. I've said it and I've said it again. The problem of the Super Eagles is not bringing Odion Ighalo back. The problem of the Super Eagles is creating chances to make Odion Ighalo put the ball in the net because we know he can score goals, but where the service is going to come from a midfield position, we just lack a cohesion in terms of moving the ball around and playing through the middle. And even when we try to play through the flanks, it's not working. And for me, it's a matter of system. It's a matter of changing the system to suit the abilities of the players. And I mean, make no mistake about it. Your guest was talking about the golden generation. There's no golden generation with Nigerian football. I'm sad to burst your bubble, but I think that a lot of the Super Eagles players are bang on average. On average. The numbers they are producing with their clubs week in, week out. I mean, you're not seeing any Nigerian midfielder into double figures in terms of scoring and assisting. So they're just okay players, good players. We've got Osimhen, who I think is a top-class player. He's got the potential to be a world-class player. He's not there yet, but he's someone that is a very valuable member of that team. And I can dare to say one of the leaders in that team because of the way he plays. He leads on the front. He's very energetic. He plays with a lot of passion, and he's got great ball control too, as well as bringing people into the game. So I quite like the fact that we've got talent all over the place, but make no mistake about it, these talents are just, a lot of them are just bang on average. And in terms of the playoff, I'm hoping for a good draw. I mean, I'll stay with Cecilia. I will stay with Cecilia on this one. If we get a Mali or a DR Congo, I'll probably believe a little more. But anything around Egypt and Cameroon and Ghana, I'm not quite sure how we're going to maneuver those two matches because this team is in a bad place. Because I watched Nigeria against Cape Verde. Cape Verde, for goodness sake, and this is not being disrespectful to Cape Verde Island, and we cannot keep the ball and move it around. No confidence to pass the ball around. We look like we're scared in Lagos against Cape Verde Island. I mean, come on. It was an absolute eyesore sitting around watching that yesterday, and It was so bad because I'm looking at this team, I'm wondering, look at the quality of players you have at your disposal. At the end of the game, the Qatar players, I'm sure, will be looking to take their dresses home. You know, they're possibly in awe of you. And you go out and perform like that in Lagos. I mean, the Super Eagles need a new direction. We need a new direction. The manager.
In a new direction and all of that. We're going to see you on Tuesday. You're going to come back and tell us all about that new direction you want for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. But for now, thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for having me.
All right, cheers. We need to go on a break now. Find a break. When we'll come back, we'll focus in on what went down in Europe and now the Netherlands that were able to pull through. Join us again. Welcome back to Channel Sport this morning. We're going to take a couple of the messages before we close the show. But before then, let's tell you that the Netherlands are also through to the finals of the World Cup in Qatar after defeating Norway by 2-0. And what that means is we're not going to get to see Erling Haaland. Unfortunately, at the World Cup, he's still so young and there's still so many more years for him to play and qualify for the World Cup. So for Europe as well, too, we have the 10 teams that have qualified automatically for the World Cup, starting with Belgium, of course, expectedly. They are through. Croatia also through. Denmark, England, France, Germany, Netherlands, Serbia at the expense of Portugal. Very, very interesting. And Spain, and last but not the least, is Switzerland at the expense of the Azzurri of Italy. No surprises, and of course, there are a couple of surprises in there.
Yeah, well, Denmark, obviously, given what they experienced in the Euros, you know, they had a very comfortable campaign. I think lost only one game on the last day.
Yeah, that was after they had qualified. I wish you can just see the list of that qualifiers. But if you check the group of Denmark, I mean, they were the strongest team in that group. But
given what happened in the Euros, losing one of the best players through hard condition, you know, some teams will have gone into the tournament, into the qualifiers and might wobble. But they just went there, did the business, qualified, and before they even lost the game. You know, it just shows that to qualify for the World Cup is really difficult. I must add, because you know you can see the kind of teams that are playing, that are going to qualify through the playoffs. You know, a lot of strong names are in there, and then it just begs to show that the qualifier for the World Cup is no mean feat. The likes of Portugal, Italy, and some other top teams are in there. Turkey, they're going to be hustling through the playoffs, and it's just going to be only 3 of them that will be going through. Out of 12 teams, there will be 3.
You have Wales, you have Scotland, you have Russia, you have Poland.
Semi-finals that will be played, and then 3 winners from those semi-finals will be selected to join the other 10 people that have won their groups.
Wow. So for the confirmed teams in the playoffs, we have Italy. We also have North Macedonia.
Yes.
They've done it. Poland, Portugal, Russia, Scotland, Sweden, Turkey, Ukraine, and Wales. Come on, man. All of these guys trying to get 3 spots. It's going to be tough.
The 10 group second from their group, the 10 of
runners-up.
The 10 runners-up, and then they added 2 winners from the Nations League, which was Czech Republic and Austria. So they could have missed out, but it just shows how important as well the Nations League is to the World Cup qualification. You know, UEFA have been able to find a way to integrate all their competitions to make sure that there's no competition that is not useful. And I think that's quite commendable by UEFA. You know, a lot of people were about what's the importance of this Nations League. It's just more games, more money, but they found a way to integrate it, and I'm sure Czech Republic and Austria will be grateful that they took it very seriously.
If not, they wouldn't be here. And of course, South America, I don't know why we can't see any of the slides of these qualified teams and also the one in the playoff spot. But in South America, of course, you have the 2 biggest teams from South America already securing a ticket. That's talking about Brazil and, of course, Argentina. Argentina pulled through. It was a goalless game against Brazil last night. But then after Chile lost to Ecuador 2-0, I didn't see that coming. Then Argentina had to qualify. So 2 teams from there have qualified also. So 10 from Europe. And in Africa, we still need another playoffs in March to decide the 5 teams that will be representing Africa at the World Cup. So you have 10 teams going into the playoffs. So 5 of those teams will go ahead. So as we mentioned earlier, hopefully Nigeria can get a comfortable and a good draw and will be able to be in Qatar, the first World Cup that will be played during winter. Yes, we don't have winter here, but then all over the globe, I mean, you know, the countries usually is winter. Most countries is usually winter. So we have like 1 year and 1 day to the FIFA World Cup, and hopefully Nigeria will be there. Hopefully. Let me just take just one more message before we go to the papers, and this one is coming from Ejike Eze, and he says, I'm not confident at all with Nigeria's performance going forward. Let's face it, we have average players in many areas on the pitch. This is my assessment. He went on to list everything. Goalkeeper, average. Defense, especially central defense, average.
Wow.
Defensive midfield, better than most. Attacking midfield, average. Attack,
non-existent.
better than most. Better than most. However, the job of a coach is to transform average players to a great team. So you now know where the problem is coming from many times. So where's the problem coming from?
That's education, right?
That's education, yeah.
Nice little breakdown there.
I think we have enough people that can take the job already.
Perhaps you send in your application. Educate.
I can coach it. I'm not cut out for that because there are some players that won't smell the bench at all.
But I think everyone, I mean, the general sentiment seems to be that most are not just confident in these Eagles right now going into the final round of qualifiers. That's
it's
just
because
what it is.
Roa has had his time. You know, I was clamoring for time, so he can understand these boys, you know the core of the team. But it's had 5 years. And we can't even see what we're trying to do. The intention is my issue. You know, when you're trying to do something that doesn't work, it's different. But when you're not doing anything and you're just relying on penalties, set pieces, individual brilliances, then you don't know what you're doing.
But you mentioned earlier that I mean he changed the formation when we were complaining.
Yes,
about
he did.
So he's doing something.
No. Changing the formation is not the only thing. Like for example, we had Jamili Konis, who's not a very good crosser of the ball, playing on the left side. But you've got Zaidu Sanusi not playing. You've got Kevin Bassi, who was called off for the last game. He didn't play. These are better crossers of the ball. And you have Onachu who can head the ball. So why not try and look at that combination and see if it's going to work instead of bringing back Igalo? You understand me? I would rather want to see Victor Osimhen and Onachu with Olajuwon in the wing back and also either Zaidu Sanusi or Kevin Bassi, who can go forward, that can give you good balls into the box, and then see what happens. Rather than playing Onachu in the 4-3-3 or in the 4-2-3-1 as a lone striker, and then he can't do anything. So when you change the formation into a 3-5-2, you don't play him again. You know, it shows that he's just trying different things and he doesn't really know what he's trying to do, and it hurts me.
It hurts you. So that's we have Cecilia, AGK, and now Toby as well to pull in for that Super Eagles job. I wish you guys all the best with your applications. Let's take a look at the papers before we close.
Rusty got a job. All right, I'll start with the Sporting Life here. Sporting Life, Osimhen shoots Eagles into playoffs. And Napoli star hails a teammate, strong character, pays respect to Cape Verdens. And Moses Simon injured, he was actually taken out of the field. You know, when Kenneth Rowe was making his first substitution, the fans were shouting, now finally he's making a substitution. It was actually because Osimhen was injured. That's why he made his first substitution.
Shane was shocking as well.
Shane was like, I don't know what he did on the field anyway. But he played. He played football. Chelsea want to sign Rabiot. Okay, Chelsea is signing everyone. Leicester to decide in the fate. Madrid and United are actually after this guy.
I think at this point he needs to make a big move. You know, he's a very good player. I saw him yesterday, first time I was watching him live, and he even looked better watching him live than on TV. Always cunning and always willing to win the ball, working out for his team, box to box. He's such a talented player.
Yeah, he is. He is, really.
Let's see if he gets that move perhaps in January or if not in the summer. Let's take a look at complete sports now. As the next paper, Liverpool handed major injury boost. 3 players returned to training. Of course, Inter legend Masola, wary of Osimhen's threat. Of course, as ahead of the Serie A game this weekend between Napoli and Inter. Eagles survived scared to seal playoff spot. That's a very apt description of what happened. It was a scare, but they managed to pull through. And Geno Roy is in the news as well, to appealing for patience for or with Igalo, so it looks like Igalo is not going anywhere.
He's obsessed with Igalo. I really understand.
If you check that, when he was talking about the fact that it holds giving time, he was talking about referring to Igalo. And I don't think he did badly, you know.
No,
come on. We're not saying him. That's what you guys are saying. He had a good game yesterday. Okay, let me go to Sporting Life from here. Man United Zidane begin preliminary talks. Is this going to happen, really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Time will tell.
Time will tell, right. You're right. Southgate, Abraham Tomori are England's potential. The other one, you have Napoli to reward Osimhen with new contract. Yes,
Wow.
and of course, more money.
Already.
Already.
It's a good player. Works hard for them as well. I
They
remember the
should've
game against Cagliari.
Sign it and put a big clause on it.
It's a trap. It's a trap.
It's a trap, right?
Don't do it.
All right. Thank you so much, Toby, for coming at the program.
I'm glad to be here. Glad to see you guys again.
So we promise to come back next time you're in town.
Always do. Always do.
Thank you. Thank you all for watching as well. Enjoy the rest of your day. I am Tayo Salan.
I'm Cecilia Mogbe. See you tomorrow.